working out.
Yeah.
So I'll make like grunting sounds and I'll flip off the weights. So I'm not allowed to go.
Oh God.
But I bought my daughter a membership there. So good to see you. Glad you're working out. Let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. Melissa, since you're one of the first people here, I'm actually, because you're sleep deprived, you are exhausted, but yet you are still here. So Melissa, let's just turn the mic over to you. I'm going to have you bring the team out on the field on this beautiful, glorious, freezing, cozy morning. So let's hear from you, Melissa. Bring us out on the field.
Good morning, team. So the past week, I know we've talked about, the new year is coming up and starting now, right? Starting now in our 2023 and getting our business rolling. And the one thing I can think of is I'm just hungry for change. And because I'm hungry for change, I'm waking up, regardless if I'm sleep deprived, at 5 a.m. to make sure I get to the gym. So I get back here and I have content that I'm filming after this. I actually have somebody coming out and droning my whole neighborhood and taking pictures of me and the dog, because I realize everybody sees me and the dog around the neighborhood, and that's who I'm passing my CMAs out to. So I want to be recognizable. So anything I can do that is going to change my trajectory for the next 2023 or for this next year is what I'm after. So be hungry for change today.
I love this. I love this. By a show of hands, how many people on some level, in some angle of their life right now, whether it's personal, professional, spiritual, whatever it is, how many of you are hungry for change right now? And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You guys, I'm going to raise my hand. I'll keep my hand raised and I'll share with you before we get rolling this morning. I'm hungry for change in my physical fitness, right? And that's why I'm doing this 75-day hard. I wanted to commit to this. I am committed to this and committed as fuck to this. And I just wanted some change in the way I feel. I'm 43, so like shredding pounds doesn't happen as easy as it happened in my 20s and my 30s. And so I'm just committed to change. And I appreciate you saying that, because, and look at all the hands that went up. And so I'm really excited about today. We're going to share some thoughts with you. I'm going to actually have George, and I might even call on Adrian to share today, because we went and saw Ryan Serhant speak the other night. And if you guys aren't following Ryan Serhant, I want you guys to follow him, dive into his content, dive into his books, and just listen to his vision. And there was a couple of things that stood out. And before we get into that, I wanted to talk really quick, you guys. And I know that some of you are dropping the kids off, doing your hair. I get it. But I want you guys to take a moment, because here's what's easy to do for all of us. I'm really filled with emotion. And so let me just collect my words. It is really easy for us to get wrapped up in the right now, what's going on, the good, the bad, the struggles, right? Maybe you have money, maybe it's you don't have money, right? And I get that, and I'm conscious of that. But I want you to stop, and I want you to ask yourself a couple questions. What is the vision of myself 2-3 years from now? What is that vision? What does the Michael Spivey of 2 years look like? Right? What does the Tony Knott of 2 to 3 years from now look like? If you have committed to your success, if you have been disciplined, if you have followed through, if you have been the CEO of your own corporation, which is now a multi-million-dollar business, who is that person? What have you achieved? Who's in your corner? Who's in your team? How many people are working with you, for you? How much money have you made? What's in the bank? Where have you gone? What does your office look like? What have you created? How many followers do you have? How many lives have you impacted? What is your GCI in 2-3 years, right? And the reason why I say this is because Ryan Serhant made a couple points, and it was really powerful to me. And I'm excited to hear George speak on this. You're not working for the you of today, right? The you of today that is grinding, that is hustling, that is putting together all the pieces right now. Some may not fit, but it's okay. You're working for the Adrian Reliza of 2 years from now. You want to show up as that person that you have this grand vision of. You are the CEO of a $10 million plus corporation. And guess what? That's how I show up. That's the content that I push. That is the type of vibe that I'm putting out to the world, because I am living in the vision that I have of myself tomorrow, right? I went through struggles 8 years ago, and I still, no matter what saw the person that I was going to become. And I want you guys to think about this. We are going to hit a milestone today as a company. We exceeded our last year's total volume for the year. And think about this. In the first year of Team Fast, this team produced $59 million in production. We came to EXP and we hit $127 million in production. I remember sitting down with Kenny and I said, I want to create something that has never been done. I'm down for your vision. I'm down to create, and let's go and be the #1 in the world. Year 2, we ended up doing 684 million. And this year we're on pace to do 800 million. We had the vision of this. We didn't know exactly how we were going to get there, but everything we did acted as if we were already #1. I had a vision for myself. I know where I'm going to be in 2 years. I'm showing up as that. Last year, you guys, I did 0 speaking engagements. This year, I've done 17 speaking engagements. I did 0 last year, right? But I knew that this was going to happen. Next year, I'll do 30. So I want you guys to ask yourself, what does that vision of yourself in 2 to 3 years look like? Who are you? What have you created, Emily? What's your life look like, Will? Who have you contributed to? All those things. And I really want you to get clear on your vision. Because when we go into business planning, I'm going to give you 2 pages. I don't have copious amounts of pages and figures and stats and GCIs and numbers and all this shit that you're going to put in a folder and put somewhere away, and it's not going to make sense to you. Our business planning is going to be 2 pages. It's going to be focused on the EOS, which is the Entrepreneurial Operating System. It's going to be 2 pages. And part of this is going to be you getting crystal clear on what your vision is for your business in the next 3 years. So ask yourself that. Who am I working for right now? Who am I working for? I'm working for the person 2 years from now. So I want to share that sentiment with you because it really, really hit home to me the other night. And I thought it was super, super powerful. So I wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to start the conversation with that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn it over to George and Adrian. I would love to hear some of your takeaways as well. George, I don't know where you're at, if you have the ability to share, but let's get a quick mic check for you really quick. George Martinez, are you on? Okay. Oh, George Martinez is in the waiting room. All right. So Adrian, while we're waiting for George, I would like to hear, obviously, your notes. You actually hadn't been following Ryan. You didn't know much, or Ryan, you didn't really know much about him, but I'm curious to know, like, what was sparked in you that night? What were some things that maybe made you think or feel? And I'd love to hear what your takeaways were. So let's hear from you, Adrian.
Hi guys, good morning. Happy Friday. So that event was so fun. I learned that you shouldn't wear those dramatic eyelashes to the event because you're going to get made fun of by Elias and Kenny. But anyway,
all right, write that shit down.
But it was so fun. Based on what I heard, and I did not follow Ryan until recently. I don't watch too much TV, but from his speech, from what he was saying, it just seems like we all have to go back to the basics. Like he was talking about how he got started, how he was wanting to go into, like, he wanted to sell in a certain neighborhood. So he was previewing that neighborhood. He was going to the restaurants. He was walking his dog in those neighborhoods. And he presented himself as if he was that agent 5 years from now or a year from now. So we basically have to go back to the basics. We have to, well, for me, I'm speaking for myself. I'm going back to my basics. I'm going to start previewing it again every week in the neighborhoods that I want to sell in, because I want to know, I want to be the expert on knowing what the inventory is. I want people to see me, you know, so I am working on my systems. That was another thing that I got from him, was working on your systems as well. Your routines.
I love this.
Right? Because we always, there's so much as a realtor that we have to do with marketing and the videos now. And I just feel like we need to be our own employee, and we need to have a set schedule every single day. So that there has to be like a daily checklist, a weekly checklist, a monthly checklist, and a quarterly and a yearly checklist that we have to check off.
Yes, I love this. Adrian, walk me through this because you've had extreme growth in this last year. To walk us through your production numbers year to date for 2022.
Well, I just wrote it down. So I think it was, I don't know where my numbers are, but I'm closing like 10 transactions this year, and it's about $5.7 million, something like that, almost 6 million.
You still got 2 more months.
And I have 2 more months. Last year I did 12, and I hit silver, the silver level. I'm not on track to hit the same level this year though.
But you have momentum and you're doing all the right things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really just working on my systems. I still feel really disorganized, and I feel like there's not enough time in the day. And I just want to go back to the basics, look at my routines, and make sure that I'm really doing what I should be doing to produce leads, to produce income for next year.
I love this.
You know, I need to stay in contact and start engaging, not just sending stuff out, because I was doing mailers as well, and it's so expensive. So I'm trying to look at my dollars, and I want to just kind of strategize more, and I really want to have deeper relationships with my friends, with my referral network. It kills me to like pay over $1,500 on mailers. It makes me sick. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather spend it on something more meaningful.
Yeah, I absolutely love this, and I appreciate it. And I believe in certainty that you'll be able to get 3 more in contract by the end of the year. But I'm glad you mentioned the average sales price and wanting to sell the more expensive homes. So how many of you want to raise in this business? And I know the answer to that. The quickest route to a raise is to raise your average sales price. Because if Adrian did the same amount of deals next year, 10, 12, 13, 15, but her average sales price was 1.5, then she's given herself a huge raise. So advice from Ryan Serhant is stop walking your dog where you live. Stop walking the dog in the neighborhoods where you live, where the average sales price is 800, 700, 600. He's like, drive your car to the communities that the average sales price is, right? You want to go and sell in Alamo. You're using the Alamo dry cleaners. You're going to the coffee shops. You're walking your dogs. You're going to the dog parks. And guess what you're doing? You're going out and shooting content all day long because you're going to go preview these baller ass homes. And you're going to be like this. What's up, you guys? It's Michael Spivey. I'm out here in Alamo today. Today, I am touring a $3.2 million home. I want to show you this house. It's absolutely beautiful. It's sprawling. I can't wait to show you this. And then you walk them through the house. I didn't say I'm out there with a client. I said that I'm out touring these baller ass homes. So now what you have is you have this image of that you are creating content because you are out in these baller homes at average sales prices that are way higher than what your target market would be. So you guys, these are just ideas that have worked for people. So if you want to go and raise your average sales price, don't just think, well, I'm going to put some marketing together that's only luxury. Go and tour it, go walk your dog, go to the dry cleaner, go to the grocery store, go to the places that there's higher price point neighborhoods. And that was something that really stood out to me too. So Adrian, I appreciate you saying that. George, let's hear from you, big dog. I know you're on a walk. Let's get a mic check. You and I spoke this morning. Would love to hear from you. George, are you there? All right, we lost George. All right, cool. Aaron, you had your hand up. Let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I just wanted to say to Adrian, like, I empathize with you in that, like, this year we're kind of seeing that shift, but I think that you've got all of the momentum that it takes, and you've got all of the, you're putting together your systems. I can tell and I can see it. So just keep doing that. But one thing I would like to say is going back to the basics is like, maybe we can have like some sort of playbook, because I think people have forgotten, and people that are new coming into the business don't really remember what to do or don't know what to do, right? In a normal market. So that would be nice, like a playbook, like the actual checklist, like she said, a daily checklist of the things you have to do, because we're swayed in so many different directions right now. People are like, do video, do YouTube, do podcasts, do this, you know, do mailers. So it can be overwhelming. I sympathize with her when she says that.
Totally. I absolutely 100% agree. The one thing that we should, and Griselda, I'm going to come to you in a moment. The one thing that everyone should be doing, no matter what, hell or high water, is to come to script role play. And here's the thing. When we think about reaching back out to our sphere of influence, do we actually know what to say when we're actually calling them, instead of saying, hey, know anybody that's thinking of buying or selling real estate? No, like, come to script role play. When we had a session yesterday and we talked about, what do we actually say to an expired listing? Well, last year, expired listings weren't even a thing. Now it's a thing. Well, do you actually know what to say? And do you know how to go after them? And so I believe that working on your presentation skills is super important. And that takes you back to getting back to basics. So Aaron, I 100% agree. Griselda, you had your hand up. And then George, I think he's back on somewhere. There he is. But Griselda, you were there. You want me to come back to you?
Yes, please.
All right, cool. George, let's hear from you, big dog.
Okay, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I have my AirPods in. I moved it and it logged me out. So kind of to piggyback a little bit off of what Adrian said, what I really took away from Ryan Serhant is like, get out there, get in your community. He even said that he has imposter syndrome. And so he has to always tell himself, like, you know what? I'm not Ryan right now. I'm Ryan down the road. And honestly, that's one of the biggest things that I've been my own roadblock, is what I've realized, is that, you know what, I need to get out of my own head, which is why I decided to do 75 hard, go sober. Right now, I'm on my 45-minute outdoor workout. And so what I did after Ryan spoke is I'm running through downtown Hayward right now. I'm getting to know my community more. And this is the third day I've been running through downtown Hayward. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know these little hole-in-the-wall restaurants were down this little alleyway. And I'm getting more acquainted with it. And just by chance yesterday, I ran past the random door and it said Hayward Chamber of Commerce. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know that was there. Stopped in, learned how to join. And another thing that I really took away, and I know everyone kind of harps on it, but what he really did, he gave a full explanation as to why he hired a driver and why we should invest in ourselves in getting a virtual assistant, is really alleviating all of the admin tasks. Because that's something I'm personally taking on. I have a hard time letting that go and trusting other people to do the job that I would do it in. And he also said, like, you know what? I was broke. I couldn't afford a driver in New York, but instead of me taking a subway, instead of me walking or taking a taxi, he was like, I saw the benefit of me paying for a driver because it was me buying my time back. I was able to prospect in the car, in traffic, able to make those calls, able to set up those appointments. And that's something we can really do with a VA. Yeah, you may have to train them, but once you train them and they start hitting the ground running, you're going to be able to train them how to do your marketing, maybe how to cold call your leads for you through your CRM. And then that'll give you the opportunity to have no excuse to get your ass out there, hit the streets, get involved in your community, and really build your brand that way. And also another thing that they shared was that during this time, we shouldn't be against each other. Like, oh, Elias, I'm up against you at a listing appointment. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to beat you because I need the money. No, this is the time where whether you're a lender, you're a realtor, you all band together, partner together, lean on each other, and really build and lift each other up. Because not only that, would you rather take a small piece of the pie or not get shit?
Yeah, I love it.
And so that's the beauty of partnering on our team too, is that you're able to do that. You're able to, like, I have to say, like Tom Lee, who's new to the team, reached out. Like, he's hustling hard, DM'd me and was like, hey, you know what? Do you have some leads that I could help partner with you on? And I was like, actually, you know what? I had to sit real with myself. And I was like, you know what? Fuck, my follow-up game has sucked lately. Like, I've lost 3 million in sales in the last 6 months because I forgot to follow up. And that was another thing Ryan said, follow up, follow up, follow up. So when Tom asked me, do you have any leads I can help you with? I had to reevaluate myself and put my own pride aside and be like, you know what, actually shit, hell yeah. Let me go ahead, and Tom's willing to help. Let me go ahead and hook him up with some of the clients that maybe I couldn't make a connection with, or maybe that I slipped on, and he'd be a fresher face to help them push through the finish line. And then, shucks, I forgot my other follow up. Oh, it was the follow up. Ryan said follow up, follow up, follow up. If you even like follow up, if in the sense that even if you're an agent and you reach out to him to be an agent at his brokerage and he doesn't respond to you off your first email and you don't follow up, you can automatically call yourself blacklisted from getting hired at his brokerage, because that shows how you're going to follow up with your leads. And so he even said he refers out to agents in different marketplaces, and if you drop the ball on that lead, you're completely blacklisted, because it's going to talk, you're basically tossing away free money. So that's the biggest thing, even though it's a one of the basics of what we're supposed to do in our job is follow up. But it's the biggest thing most of us kind of slack on. And that's something that I was sitting there like, fuck, that is me. And I had to have a huge realization with myself and tell myself like, yeah, that's one of my biggest things that I need to work on.
Love it. I love it, George. Here's the thing, you guys. If you're not living and breathing and operating out of your CRM, whether it's KV Core, whether it is Follow Up Boss, or if you have a different CRM, your follow-up game is going to be one of the most important things that you do in the coming years. Because I promise you, every single one of you, if you've been in the game for more than a year, have lost an opportunity because you didn't follow up the proper way. If you've been in the game for longer than a year, then that number is probably more than 1 or 2. And so you have to say, I'm going to follow up. And here was this philosophy, and you've heard this before, it's an old adage. I'm going to follow up until they buy, sell, or die, right? This guy, $20 million listing that he got, he had been sending him emails for 5 years, constantly sending, constantly following up. And guess what? The guy finally responded to him. And guess what he said? I've been busy, but now I'm not. And I want to buy this property for $20 million. And so you guys really have to get your follow-up game on point and make sure that you're tracking that and you're going into your CRM and you're living in there and you're breathing in there. And let's talk about leverage, you guys. Judith is on the line right now, and I don't really think that you guys know everything that Judith does, and I'll spare you all the details. But when I think about everything that I need to accomplish within this company, so much of that is done because I have the support of Judith. Right? When I think about my newsletter that goes out to over 7,000 people in the Bay Area, I had a dude come up to me at the event. He's like, oh, you got a shirt on, a long sleeve shirt. He's like, never seen you in a long sleeve shirt. I get your newsletter every single week and I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. He recognized me from the newsletter that I don't fucking put together. I just tell them what to do with it, and then they put it together and they launch it for me. And it's amazing. All my YouTube thumbnails, all the pictures of you guys, all the clips from group coaching, all of the minutes from this, every single group coaching that we have done is transcribed through Otter AI. Judith then could take that, chop it up. We can put it in the newsletters, do whatever we do with it. All of our ads that we run on LinkedIn, on the different sites, she is responsible for that. And so it allows me to go and focus on the things that I need to focus on, which is you guys. Right? I don't want to get trapped in the weeds of administration. So in this last year, I've been able to leverage the crap out of my time because I've had somebody like Judith, and I'll have more people in my team that are going to help grow my department. Here's what I want to ask you guys right now as we shift gears. And Griselda, I want to come to you. Griselda, do you have a moment? I know that you were doing mom stuff.
Yeah, I'm free. Excuse
All
me.
right. So Griselda was there as well. So Griselda, high level, what were some of your takeaways from that powerful session?
Yeah, so be the future you, embody what your clients need you to be. Always be game time ready. Put yourself in $20 million situations. Speaking of going into these neighborhoods that we would probably be really intimidated to walk in or be around because we're thinking, oh my God, this is not us right now. So another thing about him having that car, he said, he's like, put yourself in financial situations in a financial corner so that if you don't, then you're going to be okay with just being okay. So he kind of like calculate backwards about what it's going to cost him to actually afford this driver. And so he's like, I had to sell so many homes and, you know, whatever. So he's like, put yourself in that. That really stood out to me because, you know, marketing yourself costs a lot of money, you know, and it can, right? Depending on what you do. Some of it is free, but, you know, when you think about, oh, these mailers, like Adrian was saying, cost $1,000 or whatever the case may be. But he said, put yourself in these financial corners, or else you're just going to be okay with just being okay. And so it was a really great event. You guys touched on most of all the good stuff, but yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question. Sorry for interrupting you. Go back to number 2 on your list. The walking embodiment.
Embody who your clients needs you to be.
Elaborate on that. Like, what do you mean by that?
So he was telling us a story about how he had this buyer from China come in, and he did not know the market where he was going to take her. So he bought himself a suit and he just pretended to be this like person and showed her around the neighborhood, and he had toured the neighborhood prior. He's like, I had to be who this buyer needed me to be. And she ended up buying from him, and it was his first big deal. And so that's how he kind of opened up his speech, but it was really awesome.
I love that. And I love that story too about his buyer named June.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, you guys, and we're going to talk about marketing right now. You guys, the guy that put this event on, his name is Arjun Dingrat. He's actually Neil Holmes's brother. They're both crushing it on social right now. And he's like, you want to market yourself, then just use this, right? You can do all the other things, but he's like, this right here is your biggest tool. Stop sleeping on your ability to create. And if it doesn't hit today, it may hit tomorrow. If it doesn't hit tomorrow, it may hit next week. And if it doesn't hit next week, maybe it'll catch fire next month. And if it doesn't, then maybe 3 months, then 6 months, then 9 months. Then finally, Carmen, I've been watching your videos and I've been inspired this whole time. I've been watching you from the sidelines, but now I'm ready. Thank you for always creating something that I can see. I'll tell you a story about this right now, about the power of marketing. We met with an agent yesterday, Kenny and I, $59 million this guy did. Don't need to tell you his name. Don't need to tell you his market. I'll tell you his market is in the peninsula. And he's like, I don't want to come across as a fanboy, Elias and Kenny, but he's like, I have watched you guys for the last 2 years, and I just didn't have the courage to call because I was a little fearful that I wouldn't be able to live up to any expectations. I was like, what? He's like, but I've watched you guys and I've seen all your agents and I've loved it. And he's like, I want to join forces with you guys. And he's like, just, you know, what's that look like? And I was like, and it's all because of this, just because of this. So you guys have the ability, like that walking embodiment. Who are you going to be in 2 to 3 years? What is that vision of yourself? And are you acting like that? Are you creating like that? Are you speaking like that? Are you touring like that? Are you having discipline like that? You have to think about this, and you have to stop thinking in the immediate right now. And you have to start thinking about how you're going to be different. What is this normal sentiment that you're hearing across the board from most realtors on social media right now? If you guys can kind of pinpoint something that you're hearing over and 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 over again on social media right now, what do you think that is? What are you hearing over and over again? Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to throw 2-1 buy downs? Okay, absolutely. 2-1 buy downs. Nicole, rapid fire, what are you hearing?
Everyone's acting like the interest rates are a reason to stop moving forward.
Okay. Yep. Date the rate, marry the house. Okay. I fucking heard that. I don't want to hear that ever again. Date the rate. Yeah. So is it safe to say that most people are creating, you're hearing some of the same stuff over and over and over again? You know what Ryan said? I don't give a shit about the interest rates. I'm just going to go out there and work and continue to find opportunities. And I'm going to work and I'm going to work. I'm going to work. Right. Here's what I wrote down. Marketing. Who do you want to serve right now? How does your marketing stand out? Because here's the thing. Most consumers decide that this Most agents are the same. Most agents are the same. Well, what are you going to do to differentiate yourself? And I'm going to give you some thoughts and some ideas. Can you truly, truly articulate your process right now to a client? Can you create a video about your signature process? Hey guys, it's Melissa. I want to share with you what my signature process is when I work with buyers in the Sacramento area. Cool, awesome. I feel the hook there. Here you guys, I want to share with you what I call my buyer guarantee. And it's these three things that I guarantee. Whether it is disclosure review, it is, to promise to review all the facts, figures, data, whatever it is. Like, what guarantees can you make about your business and your process right now that separates you from everyone? Right? This is Daniel Gomez. I want to share with you 3 guarantees that I make to all of my sellers and all of my buyers when working with me. Whoa, cool. Here's my Seller's Advantage program that you guys are going to want to listen to. Here's my Buyer's Advantage program that I take all of my buyers through. Here is my guarantee when you work with me as your buyer's agent. Right? Hear what I'm saying here? You're going to differentiate yourself, right? Where is your market? Hey guys, it's Elias. This is my market that I serve. I serve everything in the 880 corridor from these cities to these cities, close to major highways and close to main streets. I serve families. But are you going to take a deal with a single dude in a condo? Absolutely. Like, start getting clear on what that message is. Stop trying to be all things and explain 2-1 buy downs and this and that and appraisals and fucking title insurance and everything else under the sun. Stop doing it. I sell homes and condos in Hayward, Fremont, Newark in a price range of $550 to $750. If you're looking for help and you need someone, call me. And here's 3 guarantees that I make to all of my buyers. It's called the Realty guarantee. Whatever it is, right? We're just talking, we're freestyling here. Put some guarantees in your marketing. Share with them where you serve, what you do. I think it's clear where Will serves. It's clear what Will wants to accomplish in Tahoe, right? He even changed his handle, right? And so now he's establishing himself as this luxury agent in Lake Tahoe. All this content, he's filming content in the snow. Like, he is this, I didn't see that last year from him because he was in Sacramento. So he's changed his focus, changed his marketing, and he's changing his results. So what I want you guys to do is really start thinking about your message. And does it sound the same? Or are you doing things that stand out? Are you doing things that are just a little bit different? So I'll tell you what, you guys, I don't want to be boring. I don't want to be unoriginal. Just think about that. So Michael Spivey, you had put something in the chat a little bit earlier. What was that daily checklist and how has it served you? And you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I forget, excuse me, who said it earlier, but they were talking about something along the lines of what we should be doing daily. And going back to that boot camp, just having a point of focus on what you can do or what to look for as you're going throughout your day. Definitely, it just helped a lot as far as the point system behind it. Helps you just track, and I guess in a game type of sense, you can play along into that and see what points you need to hit or kind of what you're averaging out. But overall, without even going into the points and just looking at the items that are on the daily success tracker, it's just helpful to have something you can follow and keep yourself organized and kind of moving forward.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Here's the thing too, you guys. Let me just share my screen really quick. Let me let Cortez back in. I'm just going to go Sisu really quick, you guys. Sisu is going to be one of the best checklists that you can have in your business, and everything is automated. If you pull up Sisu, we don't have to go through the whole program right now. You just simply go to record, right? Now, for someone like Aaron, any of you can say, okay, what did I actually accomplish on 11/4 today? I had 2 conversations. I made 50 calls. I did 2 buyer showings. I did a Zoom call. I posted on social media 6 times. Well, if you don't have shit to put on here, then it says, you know what? I need to up my level of activity in order for me able to be closer to my goals at the end of the year. So this here, I believe, is such a great way to look back. And all of you guys have access to this. If you haven't downloaded Sisu, please do so. If you need help with that, please reach out to your onboarding department. But Melissa, you had a hand up.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about how we had our one-on-one coaching this week about time blocking. And one of the things that I did, just to share with everybody, is on my calendar, my Google Calendar, I time blocked the time I woke up. I mean, literally, I've detailed everything from the time I've woken up to the time I walk the dog. And then in those time blockings, I write down everything that I can do within that. And so Elias gave me the idea of, here's how you prospect for these 2 hours. Here's how you do this. So I've literally put my checklist inside my calendar of everything that I'm doing. And so I just wanted to share that because that's kind of been amazing to see the last couple of days. And it's helped tremendously.
I love it. And here's an exercise that you guys can do. And I think it could be super helpful, especially as you guys are walking into the new year, especially for the people that are looking to scale, get more organized, like Adrian was saying. And maybe this is a time where you guys leverage the use of a virtual assistant. You guys pay for your own virtual assistant and you share that, right? Like you share that. Here's what I would do. I would do this twice a day, and I would do this at lunchtime and at the evening. And it's called the stoplight exercise. And I'll share with you my notes. So every day at lunch and at the end of the day, go back and look at your day in 15-minute increments, right? And literally write that down. What did I do from 9 to 9:15? From 9:15 to 9:30, what did I do? From 9:30 to 9:45 and 9:45 until 10 o'clock. What did I do, right? And write that all out. Then what you do is you get 3 highlighters. And what I want you to do is everything that you love to do, put in red. And the things that you love to do, you highlight. Those are the things that are the highest and best use of your time if you truly, truly love doing it. Now, the things that fall under $50 an hour activities that take up your time, doing your Canva, organizing the shit, trying to make your MailChimp, whatever, like the things that you do not enjoy doing, that's when you put into red. And then the things that you, and then everything else, right? Those are, so the things in red are things that you absolutely hate doing. And then everything else is in the yellow. If you can take the red and the yellow and offshoot that to somebody else, what you're going to do is you're going to find yourself only working in your zone of genius. If you guys haven't read the book, The Big Leap, read that book. You guys need to be operating in your zone of genius. You need to be working in your Einstein brain. You need to be working on the things that you're truly, truly good at. Because what happens is, I know this. How many of you have got bogged down with the fucking admin task and it's taken you 4 or 5 hours and you made 0 calls? You made 0 activities. You knocked on 0 doors because you were trying to figure out Canva. I'll tell you what, you guys, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. And some of you are not good designers. Some of you create something and it looks awful. And so it's like you spent 4 hours on something that you pushed out to consumers and looks like dog shit, right? Look at your life and break it down and be like, okay, cool. What are the things that I love? What are the things that I hate that are in red? Everything else is yellow. And if it falls under $50 an hour activities, offshoot that to somebody that enjoys doing it. I'll give Judith a task that I fucking hate doing. And Judith is done in 15 minutes. And I'm like, what? That would have taken me all hour. She's like, anything else? I'm like, no, but thank you. Like there's people in your world that you can hire to do the things. Now, I'm not saying that you need to spend a lot of money. You could split a VA to take some of those things off your plate. But I want you guys to do the stoplight exercise and go back at lunchtime and in the evening time and look at your business within 15-minute increments. And then say, what are the things that I'm doing in my day that I absolutely love? And then guess what? If you have nothing to highlight, that should be really, really glaring. I don't have anything even to highlight that I actually love because I spent time fucking making sandwiches and doing laundry. I didn't do anything today. I didn't even fucking do one thing productive. You guys listen. I've been talking about this for weeks now. This is elite time. If you are not going to step up and be an elite player, what are you doing in this business? You guys got to dig right now. You guys got to do everything that is in your power. Knocking on the doors, making the calls, going to expireds, doing the community, being a journalist for your community, the commentator of your city. You guys need to go all in because that is what this market right now requires. The market of early 2021, we were fucking printing paper. Promise you, we were printing paper 2021, end of 2020, printing it. Now things are getting tough. So are you going to step up or are you going to double down? Let's talk about Lex Homes. Lex Homes, this dude is murdering it right now. He probably has 18 active listings on the market. When everyone said, well, things are getting tough, I'm going to scale back on my print marketing. Know what this dude did? He's like, I'm going in $10,000 more, and I'm going to spend a minimum of $20,000 a month marketing myself. He's like, it's tough. I didn't have all that money, but he's like, I went all in, and his business is going off right now. It's going off. So you guys, this is a time where everyone needs to double down, right? Because I want to work with you guys. I want to see you. I want to see your faces. I want to be in the office with you. I want to party with you. I want to celebrate with you. I want to high five you. I want to watch your journey. I want to be connected for years to come. But this is going to take you guys playing at an elite level. Sylvia, you had your hand up. What's up?
I was going to say, like Adrian was talking about going to a different neighborhood, and it's back to basics. Everybody should look on their MLS and find out what day the broker's tour is for a specific area, and just spend the morning, it's like maybe 2 or 3 hours touring the different homes in that specific area. And if you do it consistently, a lot of times you'll run into the same agents touring, and you can network that way too and make connections. And you can also sell, because I went to a broker's open one time, saw a property, called up one of my people who wasn't even really looking for a house, but I knew they were an investor. We got into contract. So
Love
just
this.
back to basics. It was just basic going to the broker's tour every week.
I love it. I love it. Here's what I'm going to do, you guys. I'm going to step up. I'm going to push you guys. We're going to start doing some things in person. So I want to do this in Walnut Creek. I want to do this in Southern California, and I want to do this in Sacramento. We'll do it twice a month. Let's call it follow-up Fridays. We'll get everybody to come into the office, and we're just going to open up our CRM. I'm going to get pizza. I'm going to give $100 for the most phone calls made. The average has to be 50. And then we're just going to go in there. We're going to call all of our database. We're going to shake the tree. We're going to find some opportunities, and we're going to dial for opportunities. When I've done sessions like this, I've seen the excitement. I've seen what happens. So we come together, we huddle. Here's the scripts. Here's what you can say. Let's dive in. We all go break, go. Everyone's making their calls. It's exciting. People are like, I got one. Cool. High five. Cool. And like, I promise you, appointments always come out of it. So we're going to do follow-up Fridays. We'll put it on the calendar twice a month. We'll give some money, right? So let's say $100. The people that made the first, most phone calls, have some fun with it. I'll feed you guys, and we'll just go in the office and just make calls and get it done. So we'll do Sacramento, we'll do Walnut Creek, and we'll do Southern California. We'll have some fun with it. And so, and that's a way to learn from everybody, right? Right? It's like we talk about taking the action. Well, fucking show up. Let's go. Let's do this together. Aaron, you had your hand up.
Hi again. I just wanted to say that today this really is powerful because I spoke to somebody in our office yesterday, and then I left my office and I was like, I don't know how I feel. So the conversation just was like very negative, very like, we need to be working on what's happening. People are leaving the industry. Like it was just more of a scarcity mindset. And it freaked me out for a minute. And I went home and I didn't do much after I got home because I was just kind of thinking about it. But today I really needed like this conversation with everybody because like stuff is changing, the industry is changing, and we need to kind of be ahead of it. And I think being a part of Team Fast is being a part of Team Fast for me has been super valuable and changing the mindset and keeping the mindset like in high gear every day of the week. So thank you, Elias.
I appreciate the contribution. You guys, have you ever seen me down? Have you ever seen me negative? Have you ever seen me anything other than optimistic about life and about this business? And I say this from the deepest part of my soul. This is a choice. This is a choice. I could listen to the fucking chatter, but you know what Ryan Serhant said the other day? You're in the mirror, and then wait a minute, you hear the rain, you hear the thunder, you hear the cars, you hear the traffic. You know what he said to do? Close the fucking window and look at the person in the mirror and focus on that person. just that person. Elevate that person in the mirror and all things will change. I am focused on this guy right here. I want to be the best that I could possibly be. Fuck you, interest rates. Fuck you, doubt. Fuck you, trepidation. That's how I look at this market. I'm going to be standing tall in 2 years, and I promise you that, because I am going to be the vice president of global expansion of fast real estate and taking this product into markets that have never, ever seen fast real estate. And guess what I'm doing? I'm launching a fucking subscription model. And then subscription model says all the things that are fast real estate you guys can have if you pay us a monthly subscription fee. You keep your identity, you keep all the things that are your brand, your identity, your company, your market, but guess where you're getting your gasoline from? You're getting your gasoline from fast real estate, who has been a billion-dollar producing team and has built systems and tools and coaching and everything that we have. That's where you're getting your gasoline. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. I'm taking this brand global. Global. I'm seeing that. So all I'm doing right now is I'm working towards that. Is it tough on me times? Absolutely. Are times a little bit tough? Yeah. Do we have to look at our finances in a different way? Absolutely. But I'm not stopping. I'm not slowing down because I see the vision of tomorrow. So Aaron, I'm glad that you're here. Let's do this. I want to go around the room, a couple people. Vanessa, I wanted to hear from you. You have been grinding. You have been putting together so many foundational things in your business. If you were to stop right now and slow down and say, Elias, this is what I see for myself and my family and my business in the next 3 years, what does that look like? What have you achieved? Who have you become?
Good morning, everybody. What I see for myself, me and my partners, that I work closely with, we're aiming to do 100 in rotation. I don't know how we're going to get to it in a sense of how long it will take, but I feel confident that with all the foundational things we're doing, the community things, door knocking, and pretty much kind of figuring out how to kind of have our systems in place, that's how we'll be able to get to it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And who have you impacted in 3 years from now in your family?
Oh, in 3 years, I probably will be impacting my son's life, my fiance's life, and all the families that I get to work with. And there's even people on our team here that has reached out, and I don't know, I feel like I can't, fail because they're also leaning on me to bring them up. And at the end of the day, I'm here for myself, but I'm also here for the people that is around me.
I don't know if you guys feel that, but I feel that. Like, Vanessa's my friend. She's my neighbor. Our kids are friends. They break dance. Not really, but they try. but I feel that. And like, I believe that because I see her actions, right? My good friend, Jersey Tom, and I've talked about him over and over again, quadriplegic for 7 months, and came out of it and was able to walk. It's like, life's not a dress rehearsal, right? It's not a dress rehearsal. We got one chance of this. So it's like, you guys are in enough. Here's the thing. Adrian pays to go to sessions. You guys pay. You guys see and hear enough. And I think that I try to deliver as much as I can from these events that we're going to. You guys are hearing the same things over and over and over again. If you go to an event right now, you'll hear one thing that you've heard from a brother and sister on this call. I promise you. You hear the word action. You'll hear follow up. You'll feel just build. Well, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it, you guys? Like, this is the time. This is the time where you just separate yourself. Separate yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be polished. Just has to be real. Just has to be original. Let's go around the room. You guys want to get a couple takeaways? Will up in Tahoe. Hey, bro, can I borrow those lights for tomorrow? I know we had mentioned it at the golf course. I need those lights. Can you bring those with you?
Absolutely. I will bring them down.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, man. Takeaways from today's session.
Well, for me personally, having everybody chime in about the back to basics and digging in on what is necessary to survive and thrive in a down market. We are, Derek and I are working this business up here. It is certainly slower up here. You talked about positioning yourself and taking a walk in the market where your prices are higher. I fucking moved my entire life to Tahoe, where the average home price is 3 times higher in Tahoe City than it is in Sacramento. It was a hard move. My lease is double what, to live where we're living is double what I was paying, almost triple what I was paying in Sacramento. And those sacrifices really paid off because you're holding events in the area where your listing price is 3 times higher. You're now on Tahoe City Downtown Association as a board member, and you're dealing with high net worth individuals that are developing the town. None of this is egoic and I'm not throwing hubris out, guys. It's just real shit. You've got people in the team that are referring potential $15 million buyers in Tahoe, and the properties they're interested in, listings are expiring, and now we're trying to get non-exclusive listing agreements to double end $15 million deals. Referrals are happening from team members where they've got 15 million in a 1031 exchange. So now we're talking about building 108 prefabricated units in another state and having them shipped here, and us closing that deal out with us optioning the land to make a massive payday up front and still get that sale double-ended. I don't know if this stuff's going to materialize. My morning meditations every morning are, thank you, God, for every single opportunity that I have right now. I am dialed. My blood is clean. Alcohol is out. I'm training. I'm thankful for all of my gifts. Please allow these things to manifest so that your energy can move through me and do some good in this community. I won't mess it up. Fill my cup. But you have to be doing these things. We're walking in the snow. You guys have heard, we're taking videos. We're putting it out there. We're showing what Emerald Bay looks like covered in snow. You guys heard, talk, form your own Facebook group, Lake Tahoe Real Estate. Follow that on Facebook. We're dropping content. Google lakefront view maps in there. We're mailing. I literally just got a mailer from myself the other day with my real estate resume, a letter saying I would like to work with you. People are getting that shit all over Tahoe right now while the videos are saturating, while we're making calls on triple line dialers. When they don't answer on a triple line dialer, they're getting a direct voicemail from us dropped in their shit while they're getting mailers. So, I'll be honest with you guys, we are doing a shit ton of things that are all variables that I've incorporated into my business from every single training I've done with Fast Real Estate since I've been here. Elias and the people that were in Santa Cruz with you guys will tell you that they were talking about implementing massive action while we were sitting there in the training. I was no bullshit messaging people to put things in line that we're doing today. So I have a huge volume goal for next year. And I don't think that I can even hit half of it if we're not doing all of these things now when escrows have slowed down. We had a couple of really big buyers who did throw their hands up, and it was painful for me. We were writing offers, and there was probably $100,000 in commissions that fell off the plate in the last 2 months that we really needed. So what are we doing now? We're getting after this shit, improving my body, improving my mind. I fucking started back to therapy again. I had my first session yesterday in a year, revisited some old trauma, some old shit, dusted it off with a new therapist named Marley after Bob Marley that changed my life. What be the very best version of ourselves, run a fucking Spartan race again, get after your shit.
Yes.
So you guys inspire me, and I hope that what I put out there, it helps inspire some of you guys. I'm here and available for all of you.
Man, I love it. Massive action. And I love it, man. I'm inspired by you and I'm inspired for you, man. So I appreciate it. Hey, you guys know what to do. You know what to do. I'm going to wake up every single day and I'm going to look my kids in the face, and I'm not going to make any excuses. I'm not going to say I didn't try my very best and do everything that I possibly can. Right? Vice president of global expansion for the world. for the world, right? I'm taking this shit fucking global. I promise you that, you guys. I promise you that. So you guys, as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and visions. And as times are tough right now, I know they're tough. You know what I did? I'm throwing an event tomorrow for all the people in my Rev Share group, because I want to show them some love and I want to help them grow in 2023. And this event is not cheap, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because they deserve it. We deserve it. And let's grow our communities. And so you guys, I'm taking a bet and I'm gambling on myself. I'm gambling on myself. And guess what? I'm not going to lose this bet. So hopefully you guys are taking that same gamble and same bet on yourself. Have a wonderful day. Keep it moving. Dreams, goals, vision. Go create something today. Have some fun with it. Go prospect. Go knock on some doors. Get some shoes. I don't care what you do. Just go do something. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace and have a beautiful, beautiful weekend.